Good morning, Michelle Saxman here, and ready to share with you some time with Jesus Calling by Sarah Young on November the 15th. A couple of, like play on words here. A light touch, meaning gentle. And just think, if you picked up a handful of sand and you tried to grasp it into a fist, you're not going to hold very much. So we kind of need to have a light touch as the events unfold through this day, not grasping and clamoring and planning and controlling. But I also thought of this as kind of like a lightsaber in Star Wars. And how about that as a light touch? His light within me touching the circumstances. So just a play on that one. As I was reading that with y'all, I was like, oh, a light touch. His light through me, kind of like a saber. So capturing ourselves, listening to our bodies. Our bodies are in continual communication with us. When the body becomes tense and anxious, when the mind is gearing up for battle. You guys, by God's great design, again, I'm a master certified health and wellness coach. I specialize in brain health through my own journey of traumatic brain injury and really learning to listen to my body and food and exercise, and it's just been a journey, but it is truly a gift from my Creator. He made us in such a way that we have this central nervous system, and when we become more inclined toward the fight, flight, then actually the other systems, rest and digest, begin to settle down because the blood needed to circulate, the lungs and the larger organs so we could run from that tiger or what have you. And so it suppresses the digestive system and other areas of the body by His great design. So acknowledging when our mind races into that battlefield, that we need to kind of put the brakes on, invite Him in, and He will help us change that perspective. Ways to do that: deep diaphragmatic breathing literally changes the neurochemistry of the brain. Think of the decisions you make when you're really stressed and tense and you got to hurry up and make a decision versus when you can calmly think about things, allow the dust to settle, take a new perspective, and then make those decisions. Different areas of the brain are operating when we're in fight or flight, when we take on His perspective and invite Him into that rest and digest. So acknowledging that the body, pitting ourselves up against this difficulty, force will be met with force. And sometimes we need to put ourselves in the receptive mode, tuning in, tapping in, receiving the gifts, the fruits of the Spirit, so we can then have a better perspective on that problem. We are guaranteed adversity. We will forever face trouble in this life. But our partner, how we choose to look at it, creating space for Him to help change the perspective. The readings for today, the first one is Luke chapter 12, verse 25. And which of you by being anxious can add a single hour to his span of life? How true is that? Worry. He tells us, fear and peace cannot equally coexist. Love and fear cannot equally coexist. Acknowledging when we are anxious in our neurochemistry, how our body is responding, we are actually closing off some cell receptors, pushing out His powerful presence. So just breathe Him in and acknowledge that we are not going to change the outcome truly. Things are going to unfold. The universe is unfolding for my benefit, even when it hurts. The next reading is Psalm chapter 89, verse 15. Blessed are those who have learned to acclaim You, who walk in the light of Your presence, O Lord. I am so thankful that this is a learning process and not a one and done. It is not a pass-fail class, but we are invited and reminded to walk in the light of His presence. The final reading is John chapter 16, verse 33. I have told you these things so that in Me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. And we like that throwaway line. We got to come to peace with the situation, come to peace with some circumstances, come to peace with a diagnosis. But now acknowledging that's not some, catchphrase cliche. It actually means bringing ourselves fully into His powerful presence and receiving that gift of peace. So y'all have a super blessed day. Stay connected to the vine, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.